back, train 82! Bring back, train 82! Bring back, train 82!
Via Rail is a Crown corporation. And as a Crown corporation, it is answerable to the Government of Canada.
It should be there for us, Larry.
Precisely. And when you have an element of governmental control, the last thing that any entity, that any corporation, that any organization who is funded by the government, the last thing that they need is to be pitting portions of our population against the other. So why is it that other residents across this country are continuing to enjoy the services of Via Rail, but not for those citizens of Windsor, London, Woodstock, and here in Brantford, who relied upon Train 82 for their livelihoods? Their livelihoods, Monday through Friday, ensuring that they will be getting to Toronto for their place of business before 9 a.m. And it wasn't just for employees, it was people who wanted to travel, it was people going for other special appointments, medical, and likewise. So Via Rail's decision during the pandemic may have been excusable to a degree, given that there were issues with respect to traveling in close proximity to others, but we are now in a post-pandemic environment. So all of those individuals, and I know many of you are here today, who felt that the Via Rail's decision not to immediately resume Train 82 was wrong, that it was impacting your ability, and I know that we lost citizens of this wonderful city of ours who could not continue to travel on their own devices to get back and forth to the city of Toronto. They had to move, and that impacts all of us. We don't want that to happen. So I heard from hundreds of you over the last several months that your own advocacy with Via Rail simply wasn't working. And the message you were getting from Via Rail was, contact your MP, contact your mayor. Well, I can tell you right now, your MP heard you loud and clear. Your mayor heard you loud and clear. You're shaking your head, sir, but I can tell you that what I say to you is the absolute truth. So when this was brought to my attention, I found out that the president of Via Rail was attending a function in Ottawa last May of 2022. And I found my way to have a private conversation with him. And I introduced myself as the MP for Brantford-Brant. And then there was a smile on his face, and he said to me, I bet you want to talk about Train 82. I said, with all due respect, sir, that is the only thing I want to talk about. So we had a discussion. And the long and the short of it was, he did not give me a timeline as to when Train 82 would return, but he didn't say that it would not. He informed me that it was suspended, it was not canceled. He informed me that there were issues with the infrastructure, the trains themselves. They were an aging fleet. He informed me about a number of engineers who opted for early retirement instead of waiting out the pandemic for however long it lasted. And he informed me that once those issues were addressed, that they would reconsider returning Train 82. That was over a year ago. I've heard nothing since. I have written letters to the ministers responsible for this portfolio. Nothing but crickets. I have spoken in the House of Commons numerous times to inform the government that this was a wrong decision. No response from the government. So we are here today to make our voices heard, that we are not going to stand idly by. Because I've always lived by this professional motto, as corny as it sounds, that the squeaky wheel eventually gets its grease. And the more advocacy and the more attention that we draw to this, the more Via Rail is going to have to respond. So I am thrilled that we have the group that we have here. I love the signs. And ultimately, we want to bring back Train 82.
Bring back Train 82! Bring back Train 82!
My concluding remarks are very, very simple. Via Rail can make this decision within less than a week. That is obvious. Am I anticipating that Train 82 is going to return next week? No. But I'm optimistic that that day is a lot closer than it is far away. And I can tell you right now that both your MP and your mayor will continue to fight weekly, daily on this issue. I want to hear from you directly, as does the mayor, because our next stop after this rally is going to be knocking on the president of Via Rail's door in downtown Montreal. So, sir, be ready for us because we are coming. We will get an answer from you. That I promise, and that the mayor promises.
Bring back Train 82! Bring back Train 82! Bring back Train 82! Bring back Train 82! Bring back Train 82!